to Project Protect. This is our monthly video series from us here at Lowcountry AIDS Services, designed to give you all the information you need about sexual health and safer sex practices. My name's Adam. I'm the Prevention Program Manager here at Lowcountry AIDS Services, and I am joined today by a special guest. You can introduce yourself.
Sure, my name is Tawana Philpott, and I am a medical case manager here.
So today we're going to be talking a little bit about safer sex. I think there's a misconception out there that safer sex is really just about condoms, when in reality there's a whole toolkit of options that you can use to keep yourself safer. So today Tawana and I are going to be talking about some of the things in the safer sex toolkit. We'll go back and forth. Each of us has a card that has a topic and then a question that we've received from someone who's been to the office, and so we'll take turns talking a little bit about each of those things.
Okay. So, I'm abstinent. The topic is abstinence. I'm abstinent, but I'm afraid if I tell people, they'll make fun of me. Should I just keep it to myself?
Okay, so abstinence, of course, in this case means not having sex, right? And abstinence is, of course, a safer sex practice. If you're not having sex, your risk of contracting an STI is very minimal. And the thing about safer sex and sexual health in general is we all have the right to make choices about our body. And so if abstinence is the choice that you've made and you feel good about that decision, then you should be proud of that. And
Absolutely.
You shouldn't worry what anyone else has to say about it.
I say own it.
Yes.
If that's what you want to do, own that.
Absolutely.
Great.
So our next topic is consent. So this person asks, I hear about consent a lot in the news. How can I be sure I have someone's consent before sex?
Okay, so consent means permission for sex. So consent is not something that you get like in the middle of getting down. Consent is something that you get before, prior to. And so that's sometimes a tough conversation to have. And sometimes consent can mean yes and then no. Because you can be in the middle of doing something, but then you say no. So it's okay to take back your consent. So the rule of thumb for consent is if you hear no, stop and move on.
Awesome, thanks. What's our next one?
So our next topic is PrEP. What is PrEP? How do I get a prescription for it? And most importantly, how do I pay for that?
Right. So PrEP is an antiretroviral medication called Truvada. And it's actually a medication that someone who's HIV positive can use to help manage their HIV. But for people who are HIV negative, you can actually take PrEP daily to help prevent HIV infections. And it's a really, really great addition to your safer sex toolkit. LLAS, we're working on several different pathways for PrEP access right now. You can also access it through Roper St. Francis. And if you have a primary care physician who's interested in prescribing it as well. And then in order to help pay for it, the manufacturer, Gilead, actually has two different assistance programs, one for people with insurance and one for people without, so you can help cover the cost of the drug.
Awesome. So if I use PrEP, should I still use condoms?
Always.
Great.
Always. Okay, so our next topic is birth control, and this person asks, do any forms of birth control protect against HIV and STIs?
So we know that no form of birth control can protect you from STDs and STIs. The most common birth control method that women have today is the birth control pill. And there's also the Plan B. So this is how Plan B works. If you were out one night with a guy and you looked at him, he was Plan A. Then you have a night with him and you wake up the next morning, but he's Plan B. You can go to your local pharmacist and get the Plan B medication, and that will prevent you from an unwanted pregnancy.
It's always, you always have to have a Plan B.
Always got to have a
They
Plan
don't
B.
always look as good as they did the night before.
That is true. A girl has to have a Plan B.
Okay. Perfect. What's our next one?
So our next one is communication and boundary setting. Talking about sex can be uncomfortable. What are some strategies for making sure my partner knows what I need and where I draw the line during sex?
So communication and boundary setting is actually one of my favorite safer sex strategies, and it's something that I don't think people really think about all that often. But communication is really your first line of defense when it comes to safer sex. And I know for me personally, as someone who is living with a chronic pain disorder, I have to be able to communicate very clearly with my partners about what my body needs when we're doing something as intimate as having sex. And the same goes for knowing what you are willing to do and what you don't want to do in a sexual situation, right? And so what I'll say about strategies, though, is that you should check out next month's video, which is going to be solely dedicated to strategies for talking with your partner. But in general, hard and fast rule is always to be open and be honest about what you need when you're engaging in sex.
Absolutely. And would you agree that communication is a form of intimacy?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One of the best. So the last one I have here for you, T, is about condoms. So how effective are condoms at preventing HIV and STIs?
Well, we know that condoms is the gold standard for STDs. Like we said earlier, safer sex is more than just wearing condoms. But the thing about condoms, you want to wear them correctly and consistently each and every time that you have sex. Also, if you don't have access to condoms, we have access to condoms here. We have several different types of condoms. We have lubricant. We have colors. Anything you need, we got it. We are the one-stop condom shop is what I like to call us. And it's anonymous. You don't have to feel bad about coming and get them. You can just come to the front desk and say, hey, can I get a bag of condoms? And you're out of here. So condoms is the gold standard, and you should use them.
Perfect. Awesome. Great.
So my last one for you, Adam, is regular testing. How often should I get tested for HIV and STIs? Excuse me.
That's okay. So this is a question we get all the time in the realm of prevention, right? So regular testing is really the only way to know your status. You will not know unless you come to get tested. And as far as how often, in general, we say for sexually active people about every 3 to 6 months. If you're having more sex, if you're having unprotected sex, that might mean that you come in to get tested a little more often. But we want people to know that we offer testing for HIV, hepatitis C, chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis. So there are a lot of things that we can help you get your status on while you're here. And we do that testing Monday through Thursday from 8:30 to 3:30. And then I also encourage you to stay up on social media because soon we'll be announcing late clinic hours, and we'll be extending those so that folks who have regular work hours can come in and get tested.
Awesome. And how old do I have to be to come get a test?
The youngest you can be is 13, but if you are 16, you can come. You don't need your parents' permission if you are 16 or older to come get tested.
Wow.
Yeah. So great. Well, thank you so much, Tawana, for joining me today. I really appreciate having this discussion with you.
No problem.
And we hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have questions or concerns or things that have come up or things that you want to learn more about, we encourage you to interact with us on social media. Use the hashtag #ProjectProtect or look for us at Lowcountry AIDS. Thanks.
Thank you.